Welcome back, my beautiful sisters, to another episode of A Sister's Love. On today's episode, the topic that we will be discussing is, whose fault is it? Who have you been blaming for why your life is this way today?
Welcome to A Sister's Love, the podcast that helps women who are healing by having those deep conversations, giving practical advice and words of encouragement. Come on, let's talk about it.
But before we get started on today's topic, if you're a first-time listener, let me introduce myself. My name is Rose Jones, and I'm your host here at A Sister's Love podcast. And I am a survivor of self-hate, domestic violence, childhood trauma, and I am currently battling PTSD, but I'm not allowing any of that to stop me. Instead, I decided to use my story to help other women heal through their story by using storytelling, self-love, education, sisterhood. So if you are a woman who needs help healing from a traumatic situation like domestic violence, childhood trauma, self-hate, and you want to feel loved, you need emotional support, motivation, helpful tips, and resources and education about trauma recovery on your healing journey, then you are in the right place. I would love for you to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification so that you won't miss any episode. So let's start today's episode talking about whose fault is it that your life is the way that it is today. We all have a past, and most of my sisters that's listening to this episode today had a very rough past. So some may not even had a moment of peace in their life and don't think it's fair, and it seems like bad thing after bad thing keeps happening to you, but you just can't figure out why. Why do all this bad shit keep happening to me? The reason why a lot of bad things may be happening to you is because you haven't been able to take control of your environment or yourself. You live in an external world. A lot of people that experience trauma go to a place where they would lose control over their life. Now external forces is in control of their life. External control is when you believe that life is beyond your control and you perceive no matter what I do, it don't make a difference. And this is developed through something that is called learned helplessness. This is when you experience unavoidable adversity over and over again in your life. Because of this reason, we tend to believe and blame external forces for the reason our life is the way that it is. Those external forces can be people, things, opportunities, or experiences. Let me share with you my thoughts and what I learned from taking control back of my life. We think that it's always easier to blame someone else when something goes wrong, because most people think if I take the blame, then someone or something will be taken away from me. And nobody wants anything taken from them. Or we also fear that we will be judged. And the fear of being judged alone can drive people to do some crazy shit. Okay? So it's just easier to just push blame onto other people because it's just easier for us. We don't have to worry about the consequences. We always want to be perfect in the eyes of others, regardless of the fact that it can be damaging to our life. Blaming others keep us from seeing ways that we can alter our behaviors to achieve a desired outcome. It leaves us powerless. It stunts our personal growth. By making other people responsible parties of our problems, our personal progress can cause us to stand still in our life. Tell me in the comments something that you've been blaming someone or something for it that you can quickly change. And tell me why you have been giving them, this person or this thing, so much control over your life. See, me, I grew up with an abusive father. I watched him beat my mom. Because of that, I ended up following my mother's footsteps. I thought abuse was love. I was allowing my external view of love determine what I thought love was. But as I took control back over my life, I realized that it wasn't love. That true love starts with me. That I can experience something greater than what I know and what I see. I had to make a decision to now take on the responsibility to find love that I deserve and give it to myself instead of settling for what the external world thought I deserved based on my past experiences. Remember, you get to write your story. So, I want to give you a few ways to help you take control back of your life and stop allowing external forces to control your life. Because if we address the situation with the attention it deserves, it's much easier to read our own emotions and see the reason behind the underlying issue. Now, number one, be honest and be reasonable. Honesty is the best policy, especially when you have a lot of problems going on in your life and you need to sort out all of them. If you are honest with yourself and the people around you, it will allow you to see things as they truly is and also be reasonable. Don't think that change can happen overnight. It is a process. Take one step at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. Do not, I'm going to say it again, do not overwhelm yourself. Number two, take control. It's time to take control. You can do this by doing things that you thought was impossible for you. The things that you thought your circumstance told you wasn't possible. Start small. Say no to something that you don't want to do. Say yes to something you want to do. Start a self-care routine. Read a book on self-control. Find a job that feeds your soul instead of a job that you do just because you have to pay your bills. And I totally understand, because in society, you got to do what you got to do. Control the type of people that's around you. Control what you're watching and listening to. Now, number three, evaluate yourself and your actions and see how you are showing up. Self-evaluation is very important, especially on your healing journey. When you are able to identify a problem and what things that needs to work on, you have already taken the first steps toward your progress. Self-evaluation is very important for every area of your life, especially when you are trying to take control back in your life. Evaluating yourself and your actions can help you see what's actually going on in your life, and it gives you a starting point. It can also give you a 360-degree view of a solution in a situation. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope that this episode helped you in the process of taking control of your life back. But before we end this episode, I want to invite you to our community called Healing for My Sisters. This is a community for women who is suffering from trauma or who've been mistreated or abused in their life, that's looking to start their healing process, or who are in the beginning stages of their healing process. If you feel lost, confused, and looking for a little guidance and support in your healing journey, then this is the right community for you. We have monthly sessions. We have weekly challenges. We upload new personal development guides every month to help guide you in your healing journey. In this community, we are healing each other through sisterly love. To learn more about Healing for Your Sisters, click the link in the bio or go to www.letrospeak.information. Now, if you have learned something from this episode today, then don't forget to give this episode a thumbs up, share it with someone who may need to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's totally free. I'll see you next time. And if you would love to share your story on this podcast, leave me a comment below and I will be in touch. Have a blessed day, my sisters.